What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. I know it has been a while since the last one and Spocom. I have filmed a couple others but never got around to posting or editing them to post them, so those are kind of going to get lost in the past. However, I have been putting in a lot of work on the Mini, and within the next couple of days the motor should be ready to go in. I spent a lot of time last night swapping a bunch of stuff from the old busted motor onto the new / used motor that's going to be going back into the car. So I only have a couple of things that I need to finish buttoning up. I just have to replace the rear main seal. I had trouble getting the other one out, so I just got to do that, put the new rear main seal in. Then I can attach the flywheel and the clutch disc that's going to be going in the car. Once that's done, I can, bolt the transmission up and hopefully get everything in. I did pick up a new drive belt. Just got back from the store from doing that. So I just got to finish buttoning everything up, and then hopefully I should be starting to get this motor back in and see if I can get the car started. But I do have to, the only thing I really have to work on in the engine bay still is the coolant bypass from running the oil cooler. So I finally got a chance to look at the line with the motor out, and I just need to figure out what I'm going to do to reroute that. So I'm going to have a couple friends come over, hopefully. I think Iggy's going to be coming over later because he needs to install a rear diffuser on his Mazda 6. So if he comes over, I'll have him take a look at it. We might run to the parts store again just to figure out what we're going to need and try to piece something together so I don't have this big long loop in the engine bay that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work. It's starting to get a little hot outside, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish this motor up. Hopefully I can start getting everything bolted together and at least get it in the engine bay tonight, and hopefully try and get most of the stuff hooked up. So follow along. Alright guys, so here's the broken down motor. I've of course pulled the fill rails off, all of the coil pack, the spark plug wires. Pulled the drive belt off of this one to get it out of the way. I pulled the oil cooler assembly off back here. Pretty much all the accessories. I pulled the diverter valve off, or the bypass valve off, because I have the stronger one on this car that I want to put on the other one. As you can see in this, because I haven't showed the engine bay, so I think the rear main seal went bad on this one. As you can tell, it started to leak. Got oil all over the place, but there's yellow paint from the pressure plate pretty much all over the place. And then in the bell housing, I don't know how well you can see it, the throwout bearing has been kind of cooked, so I need to dig out the other one to put on the other motor. And there's some scrapes and stuff in the bell housing that I am a little worried about, but I'm not exactly sure what caused them. The dent's already there. That's like a factory dent from what I can tell. But there is yellow paint from the pressure plate all over the place. And then taking a better look at the pressure plate, I'm hoping it was just the oil and the heat that kind of caused it all to break down. But yeah, the pressure plate suffered some abuse. I'm not going to be able to reuse it. I'm going to be putting a stock clutch back in this thing and running it that way. And then we've got the motor that's going in, so I got the fuel rail all put in. I'm not going to put the coil pack or the spark plug wires on until I get it in the car along with the intercooler. I've got the throttle body, the diverter valve, the bypass valve all up under here, so I did get that all swapped over. Think I got a lot of it hooked up. I just need to get this rear main seal out, and then I can start putting the other clutch disc back on. This side looks a lot better. I do have to also tighten down the temp sensor, and then I can get the this all put back together, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so Iggy came over, and he's going to have me trim down the rear diffuser for his car. So I've already cut through a little bit, and it's a lot more melted plastic. So I put some tape lines down to cut through it on both sides. Then we're going to have to re-tap and drill the holes and figure out how to get this mounted. But what's up, Iggy?
Hey.
So we're going to go ahead and finish cutting through this. Alright guys, so we got
oh, the holes are small.
We got these trimmed down. I just need to make the holes bigger. So I pre-tapped some holes.
It doesn't go through.
That apparently I need to go ahead and make the holes bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll start getting these fins installed. Alright guys, so we ended up getting Iggy's diffuser cut and the fins put on, and we kind of have it mocked up to how it's gonna go on his car. He's got to drill some holes with the bumper, and when he does that, he wants to go ahead and put a piece of wood underneath it to help kind of give a little bit more support. So he's gonna go home and work on that tomorrow, but I was able to cut and trim and get everything lined up for him tonight with the tools that I have. So it makes it a little bit easier on him. He also wanted to take a look at how far I've gotten on the Mini. So I gotta run to my parents' house real quick because I loaned my dad my torque wrench, which will allow me to put the flywheel onto the new motor. So all I really have to do is hook up the wiring harness, the flywheel clutch setup, and then I should be able to bolt the transmission on and get the motor in the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I can tonight. I'll probably go pick up the torque wrench. I still gotta finish out the coolant line. I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow when I go to work. We got Pep Boys down the street from my office. I'll go down there, try to piece a couple things together, and get this figured out. So I'm gonna go ahead and head to my parents' house. I will follow up with you guys in the morning. Alright guys, just checking in. I was able to get the clutch and flywheel on. Got the clutch alignment tool still in there. The last thing needed is get this transmission on. So I just gotta wait for some friends to come over because this I unfortunately can't do by myself. So I think I might be able to get Christian to come over back tonight and get the transmission on, and we'll get the motor in the car. Alright, so a little bit of a rundown on what's going on, where I'm at with the car. I was able to pick up the parts first in the coolant lines that are going to be in the engine bay. I just need to pick up a couple more hoses, and I want to say they're like a 5/8 hose, so I just have to find someone that has those. I cannot find the spare throwout bearing that I had, so I have to order another one of those. So pretty much right now I'm waiting on parts in order to get the transmission back together. I cleaned up the engine bay as much as I could without any chemicals or anything like that. I pretty much just like scrubbed it and wiped it down. So I've got that. I'm pretty much heading upstairs. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this and purchase the hoses that I need and another new throwout bearing, which is not exactly the cheapest thing that on this build. So I'm gonna go ahead and order a new one of those, get the coolant lines. Hopefully I can get them in the next day or two and get everything in the car. I really want to make it out to the show on Saturday, which is the District 10 breast cancer show. It's normally a show that competes against my show, so I haven't been able to make it out the last couple of years because it's either my show or their show, and of course if I'm putting on my show, I'm gonna go to mine. So I want to be able to go out there. I know the D10 guys, they're pretty cool, so I want to go ahead and give them, some support and hopefully have the green Mini running for that. If not, I'll probably bring the pink Mini or the truck. I haven't really decided yet because I'm really trying to focus on bringing the green Mini out because we've got a lot of MVS members gonna be showing up. So I just want to give you guys a quick rundown of what was going on, where I'm at with the build right now, so I can go ahead and get this posted for you guys, and I'll follow up with when the parts come in. So I'm hoping, really hoping that I can get this thing running for Saturday, and I can get this thing back on the road for you guys so we can start doing some really cool videos, and I can post more photos of it, and hopefully start working on some other stuff so you guys won't always have to see the green Mini. I've got some cool stuff planned for the pink one. I've also picked up some more stuff for the green one that's going to end up going in, but the car can be running while that is being dealt with. So I'm going to hopefully put it through a couple of big changes once it's running. And I've already picked up part of it, and actually, come to think of it, I think I have the other part. So should be some really cool stuff coming up once I get the motor in and running. And again, I'm trying to have that done for Saturday, so I will follow up with you guys in the next video.